Welcome everyone. Hopefully the green screen is okay. It's kind of jacked up actually. That'll be fine. So this is going on right now.
Which we're going to be taking a look at cross-country races, loads and loads of things to take a look at. But guys, remember,
sorry for being late, guys.
Ask your questions that you have in the Mixer chat, in the comments. Let us know what you have to answer.
Welcome everyone. Appreciate the support.
Right here,
hopefully
and
we
also
learn some
remember
cool
this
stuff
is a
today.
developer build of the game, so there may be bugs and little things that happen, but I think we should kind of get into the gameplay because
they're getting into it right now, so I'm gonna turn my face
just
cam
part of
off.
the fun of it, right?
Let's see what's Angel, just like please repeat. So let's take a look at the autumn. So I think best things to let you guys do is kind of talk. What is the car that we've got?
So yeah,
we're talk to you guys in the chat, all right?
From last week, and we have got a Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. He read from the top of the screen. What Andy just did there is he applied one of the new off-road body kits that we have brought to the game in Forza Horizon 4. I am reliably informed there are about 12 of them in the game that you can apply to some of the more extreme off-road vehicles that are great for the world of Forza Horizon. And Andy is sporting one of them now as he leaves his house with little care for property damage, and we are in the Highlands. We're in the north of the map, which we haven't really shown anyone yet, in an area of the world that's kind of bits of beautiful Scotland, right?
Yeah. So there's two specific areas that we used as reference. So there's Glencoe, which people don't know, like Google that place. It's an incredible looking part of the world, amazing vistas, so it was a real obvious choice for us in terms of location selection. But there's also a place called Rannoch Moor, which again is another Scottish location. So this is a bit of a mashup of those two areas, which we've sort of selected the best bits from and created this section of the map.
It looks stunning.
Yeah, and also you'll notice we wanted to show you guys something about the verticality that we've hinted at before when it comes to this particular part of the, this particular game, especially versus what we had in Horizon 3. So we really listened to the community. We knew that the guys wanted something that had a bit more verticality associated with it. That's a barn find right there as well.
No, I was just thinking,
spoilers, yeah, that's where that guy is.
The first one, if you need to find, if you're obsessed with finding all the barn finds, they're in Horizon 4, and that's
Who built that at the top of a mountain? It makes.
Where else would you put one?
This guy. This guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and as Ben was saying, like much more vertical world than I think we've ever built before, which is great when you're showing off the Scottish Highlands and the Lake District. It really benefits from it, and I know our fans have been asking for more mountains, more mountain roads, switchbacks, and certainly this game delivers them, which is wonderful.
Well, it's great with off-road vehicles as well. And I remember last week you promised something to the viewers, right? You said it's going to happen. All right, and it's taking a look at the world map for the first time because, like, you see it; it's a huge world. Like, can you talk us?
It is a huge world, yeah. So we're going to show, by popular demand, the world map. So that's where we are, sort of northeast of the world. And as we move south, we're down into the sort of Lake District, which we showed you quite a lot of last week. You can see, I think this is a pretty full map. I think I'm right in saying that we've kind of unlocked a lot of stuff that's on the map there, and people will see, I think, the things that they're looking out for. I know a lot of people were asking about the Goliath and whether it was going to return. If you noticed there, it has. A really cool thing I think we've done this time is, as well as the Goliath, we have a bunch of really massive routes. There's the Gauntlet, there was the, I've forgotten the name of the other one, the Titan is there as well. So there's lots of really big routes for people who like big routes in Horizon games, which is great.
And there's Edinburgh.
And Edinburgh, yeah.
Yeah, which we're going to see. Also, there's loads of comments as well, because one of the big things I've noticed is trees. Right, so Ben, you'll be happy people agreeing with you in the comments. Are you lusty gaming? I love trees, Ben. Great. So you've got loads of tree lovers across it.
It's not just me.
I don't blame you. They do look incredible as well. But we're actually getting up to a bit that I think everyone gets really excited about in Horizon 4. It's a big part of the game, showcases. So Ben is going to leave us for a little bit now. And we're going to be joined by Aaron, who's going to talk us through showcases. So thank you very much for talking to us about trees, Ben. But thank you, Aaron, for joining us. And can you just tell us a little bit about showcases in Horizon 4?
Yeah, certainly. So for those people that don't know what showcases are, they've been a pillar of the Horizon games up until this point. And what we've done in Horizon 4 is push them to the next level with what we've got. Using what Ben mentioned earlier in terms of like the verticality compared to Horizon 3, it's going to make a big difference.
No, I'm pretty excited as well, because I've always wanted to know, is one of the things, what's kind of your thought process of kind of going into making these showcases?
Well, we always say at the start of a Horizon game, and definitely at the start of Horizon 4, like, where do we go with the showcases? You know, how can we top what we did last time? I think we had some great showcases in Horizon 3. And there was some head scratching at the start of Horizon 4, like, what can we do? I think that the showcases we've got in the game, and we showed one at E3, we're going to show another one now, and I don't think we're going to show any more until the game is out, and we'll allow people to find them for themselves. But I think that the showcases we've got in this game are just spectacular, and you said earlier, like, they turned the whole formula up to 11, as I think we'll see now with the behemoth.
Right, let's get into it. I'm kind of, because I saw a little bit of this earlier, and I was like, kind of this, I think it's the first reaction you always have, you just kind of like scream like, whoa. It's like when when like the music comes in.
So presumably nobody knows exactly what we're going to be racing just yet, and it's revealed here in this sort of pre-race cinematic. And obviously, at the top of a mountain in Scotland, it is a hovercraft.
It is a hovercraft, the perfect natural habitat of the hovercraft. So showcases are quite challenging from like a dev point of view, and like this one, we spend months on them really, and they go around like all the different teams. So from working on it, I'll go away and then come back to it, and VFX have been on it, or cinematics have done some bits at the start of the race and stuff. So it changes as it goes on, and with all of that, it's really. It is really a team effort for these big showpiece events that we have.
It must be really exciting with seasons as well, just kind of like seeing them. So, right, shall we kind of get straight into it? Don't crash this time, Andy. Right, right, there's the. Right. Also, guys, remember, if you have any questions about showcases, do drop them in the chat as we kick this one off. Right, so do you want to talk us through it a little bit?
Yeah, certainly. So we've started up at the top of the mountain, as we saw, and we're coming down into this beautiful valley. Big slow-mo jump there towards the viaduct. We had a previous route for this, was down by the lakes, which is the general direction we're heading. But in true Horizon style, there wasn't enough.
It wasn't down a mountain.
It needed some extra special sauce on it, and throwing a hovercraft and this wonderful Toyota truck down the mountain.
Because we've all thought at one point, what would it be like to race a hovercraft
exactly.
down the mountain? Exactly. And now we get to find out. Bit of inside baseball, actually. The hovercraft was actually, we built it for Horizon 3, and we had an idea for a showcase using it in that game, which we just never really got it to work, I guess, is the thing. And it was really only when we sort of started playing. Oh, that's nice. When we started like playing around with it in this world, again, you know, like around this sort of area of the world in particular, that it started to really come together, and obviously making it smash through lots of stuff, that worked as well.
Being the size of what it is, and how hovercrafts move around, they do drift a lot, which is going to prove a bit of a challenge for a player, as most of the showcases in previous games have been, say, like planes, or you've either been like them flying over the top of you, whereas this is actually like front and center. It's right in the race route with you.
It's reacting, yeah.
which is another thing to deal with.
It's just wrecking absolute havoc.
Which is a shame, because we're coming down to, thanks to your 360.
Right.
Cool. Have we? Excellent.
Right, so remember this, guys, this is a developer build of the game, so we will kind of just get straight back into the gameplay. But I think it's actually a good opportunity to talk a bit more about Showcase, because previous games, it's been one of the biggest features of the game. It's like something that everyone's got really excited about. What's kind of with Horizon 4, we've talked about kind of expanding those, what's kind of the next things that you kind of want to do with the showcase with seasons?
So there's I think I'm right in saying there's a showcase for every season.
Yeah.
Obviously, different ones make use of different seasons. And what we're going to do as part of our post-launch, is that for you, that note, or is that for?
Do you want to throw me the
Andy,
controller? Do you want to throw me the controller?
Yeah. Certainly.
Right, here we go. I can do this while we chat.
So Braden is asking, why is there a hovercraft on a mountain? That is a perfectly reasonable question.
Well, when you can tell us, is this just like regular occurrence when going around the Scottish Highlands, is kind of like seeing a hovercraft like kind of go flying down?
Being from Scotland, I can confirm that happens a lot. It happens a lot.
Why not?
Oh, indeed.
Why not? This is Horizon, so.
So we are just turning off our notifications so that hopefully that doesn't happen again. Yeah.
Right, here we go. This is what. Right. We're switching boxes. It works.
Yeah, but to your question earlier, another thing that we're going to be doing post-launch, and we've been talking a little bit about this, is continue to update the game with new things, with twists on existing gameplay, on that sort of monthly cadence, which comes from having seasons lasting a week each, and therefore a full year lasting pretty much a month. And one of the things we're going to do with the showcases, I think, is kind of remix them post-launch so that you can play them a bunch of different ways, different times of day, different season, different vehicles, and really sort of get more challenge and more value out of these events.
Yeah, it's like the one we saw at E3 as well with the bikes. Is there was that thread the needle moment? Is there like other bits and pieces like that we can expect as well? Because that was really exciting, even though
there is
it
honestly
crashed.
some nut stuff coming up in showcases, but kind of like I said at the top, I feel like having given away 2 of them pre-launch is enough.
You mean just kind of ease back, let players find and discover themselves? Because
there's legit one showcase in there which I think will blow people's minds. Nobody is going to be expecting it, but kind of the fun of it is waiting for people to experience that themselves at launch.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tease as well. It's just like, we've got one that will absolutely blow you away, but you'll have to wait until 28th of September if you've got the Ultimate Edition, and then the 2nd of October.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, if you've got Xbox Game Pass or release of the game.
There's a question there actually that I want to take about soundtrack from Makusha. I've been asked this question a lot on Twitter as well. I feel like we need to speak to it. The situation with soundtrack is that it gets worked on really right to the last minute. Basically, there's a lot of moving parts going into Horizon soundtrack, which is why we always generally announce it around about launch date, and that's what we'll be doing this time. Obviously, we're playing with music off. So that's the situation with music. Stay tuned on that one. Obviously, music remains an incredibly important part of Horizon. Our soundtrack is shaping up really well, and we'll announce it later.
So shall we, with that, shall we have another crack at the showcase, or shall we start having a look at Forza Horizon?
Let's move on, I think, because we've got a ton of stuff to get through, and we were pretty much at the end there. It would be great to show some people how we're doing with Horizon Life.
Yes. So Aaron, big thank you for joining us as well and showing us showcases. I'm really excited to see some more. Ralph, I believe you're off for the rest of the week now as well.
I am, yes.
So
yes.
You will return next week, but thank you very much for talking us through there. We're now going to be joined by another Ben and Mike to talk through Forza Life. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in a little bit. Remember, guys, if you've got any questions, do go ahead and drop them in the comment section, because like Ralph and the team are also looking at them and answering them, and we'll be answering them right here on stream. So go ahead, put them through. Ask anything that you want to about Forza Horizon 4, especially Awesome Season. But there was a big question last week, right? Ben and Mike, thank you very much for joining us. What is your favourite season? So Ben, I think we should start with you. Right. What is your favourite season?
That is a tough opening one. It's going to have to be winter, I think.
It's winter, so you're kind of the same as Ralph. You're kind of like living in the winter champion, which we're going to be looking at on stream next week, which is 7 p.m. next Tuesday. What about you, Mike?
I think I go with spring. I think spring is basically rains almost all the time in spring, which is why all the surfaces have got this really like slick cover of water, which just adds that extra layer of complexity and difficulty to all handling. So it's always that little bit more tricky, a little bit harder to control all those powerful rear-wheel drive vehicles that I tend to favour. So,
or if you're a terrible driver like me, it means you're just going to go flying off the road a lot more.
Maybe swap to all-wheel drive for spring.
Yeah, that's probably going to be my go-to. But I think E3 there was a huge discussion about the shared world. Could you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, obviously at E3 we showed on stage a shared demo where we had loads of people on stage all playing together. Today we're going to show you a bunch more stuff, a load of things we've not shown anybody else before. And we're doing that with the help of some of our developers upstairs who've managed to put down their keyboards and mouses for a little bit. They're not stop fixing bugs for an hour or so they can help us show some of the shared world of Forza Horizon 4. I think I'll start off just by talking you through the sort of genesis of this idea, how I ended up in this place. Obviously, we're developers, but we're absolutely gamers as well. And as developers, I think we know that when you make a video game into a shared world, you bring with it a load of emergent ambient fun. There's things that real players can do in an online world that you would never be able to create an AI player to do it. Obviously, we have drivatars in our game, and we've had those in previous titles, and they are brilliant at replicating a racing driver.
I think a good thing to do as well is just because we've kind of had with shared worlds and being mentioned at E3 is actually have a quick look at E3 before we kind of get into shared worlds. So
sure, yeah.
Let's take a look at that right now, guys. Let's take a look at the E3 video.
Today, I am excited to show you the world premiere of Forza Horizon 4, set in beautiful, historic Britain. Forza Horizon 4
as soon as the game
features
crashed,
dynamic
they
seasons in a
they
shared
just completely
open world,
lost their
and
composure.
seasons change everything.
Hopefully we learned a lot of new stuff.
Forza Horizon 4 is coming to Xbox One
guys have all
and
seen
Windows
this a billion
10 on
times.
October 2nd, and I am thrilled to announce that it will be
put my
included in
face cam back
Xbox
up?
Game
Nah,
Pass
it's not that
on
long.
the same day.
When Horizon started, Ralph came out, the trailer, people were just screaming. So it was great, sitting in the back. Alan and I kind of took a seat back in the mezzanine.
Just watching the reaction ripple through the crowd was just fantastic.
To make that announced live on stage, represent the team back at Playground as well, yeah, it was a real thrill.
We have just unveiled the beautiful McLaren Senna. Andy, thank you so much for bringing this wonderful machine with you.
Hey, thank you, Graham, for having us here. It was an honor to be here and launch the McLaren Senna mixer booth.
Tell me the specs for this thing. I mean, just how fast is it?
It is incredible performance for a road car. It's 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. It has, as we said, 800 horsepower, 800 kilograms of downforce, all coupled to a car that only weighs 2,961 pounds.
It's fantastic to have it as a cover car for Forza Horizon.
Graham, it's fantastic to be here. It's been great to be a part of Xbox here at E3.
All right, everybody, there you go. The McLaren Senna, absolutely incredible. You've seen it here, and don't worry, you'll be able to experience it for yourself very soon in Forza Horizon 4.
So that was E3, but now let's take a look at that shared world and we can talk about Forza Life and everything like that. So what can you do in this shared world and what are we seeing?
Yeah, so right now we can see the guys are connected to a shared world. As I said, these are some of our team upstairs helping us out demo this today. When the game launches on October 2nd, you'll be able to join with up to 72 people on a server. We don't quite have that many here now. We don't have that many people that can stop fixing bugs and finishing up the game to come and give us our time. So we've got a few guys here with us now who are going to help us to demo the game. As I was saying earlier, drivatars were great in races, and you can still absolutely race against drivatars in races. But when you're in the open world, there's an emergent fun and a character that real people can bring that you just can't create with an AI. On last week's show, if any people tuned in for that, we spent a long time just chasing sheep around a field and trying to herd them up onto the white horse. We'd never be able to make an AI system that could authentically recreate that experience, but in Forza Horizon 4, as you're driving around, those emergent experiences just happen. Even now when we're playing in development.
I think we've just got to point something straight away as well. So there's that auto ghost feature, isn't there?
Yeah. So Ben, do you want to talk to that?
Yeah, cool. So Auto Ghost is this really awesome way of just making our online world feel kind of super welcoming to everybody. Because one of the things that is not nice when you go online is people crashing into you, is kind of people griefing you if you're trying to be still or take a photo or something like that. So what AutoGhost does is it says if somebody is not your friend, is not in your convoy, and you kind of haven't allowed it, they can't grief you at all. You would just pass straight through them.
So it's just kind of one of those things that kind of makes it more accessible, because I think that's been one of the biggest questions that I've seen being asked, is that shared world and then offline. So it's just kind of creating that barrier between the two.
Yeah, it's just trying to kind of bring the friction and bring the barriers right down. Really cool thing about AutoGhost, we've just done a speed zone there, but one like kind of massive piece of community feedback that we got was traffic in drift zones and speed zones. Like, regularly people giving us grief about how bad they are, and I will hold my hands up, it does get annoying if you're nailing the perfect drift and you smack headlong into a traffic car. So we've used the same system to ghost out the cars when you're doing the speed zones and the drift zones.
So you can kind of perfect those zones to kind of get the perfect experience and nail the drifts and get those kind of like really high scores that you want to. So also, offline mode and shared world, it's seamless like transition between them. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, I think the best thing to do would be to demo it, because it's something that we're really proud of. If Andy wants to, he can just pause the game at any point and go offline.
I can't get Andy to pause the game though, that's the hard bit.
He'll be fine. And instantly everyone will get taken out of your world and eventually replaced with drivatars who start to spawn in. And this is...
So that's it, that's just kind of like you're now on offline mode.
Yeah, there's no waiting around for it, it's just brilliant.
Yeah.
There and done.
No loading screens, no cinematics or anything. You can see a drivatars just there up the road. If Andy quickly goes back and again reselects Horizon Life, it will find him a session. This takes around 10 seconds or so. So if Andy just drives around now, once that's connected, we should see all Andy's friends who we were just playing with pop back into the world. Give that a second.
Yeah. But while we're waiting for that as well, does Abshis just ask, can you turn off AutoGhost thing in a private lobby?
You can convoy up with people you know and have collisions turned on.
So you can still get those crashes if you kind of want.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's cool. Also, we've got another question from DXSizzle99. Remember, guys, if you've got any questions for Horizon 4, drop them in the comments below. What side of the road is the main side? Okay, because it's one of those big questions.
The main side.
The main side. Which side of the road do you drive on?
I mean, I drive through fields, so you know.
That doesn't answer the question. Everyone goes through as the crow flies. You kind of crash through fence and stuff, but you know, with the like civilian traffic, right? Which side of the road are they driving on Horizon 4?
So we drive on the left, which is the same as Horizon 3, but you drive wherever you want, really.
So we actually blinked and missed it there because it was so seamless. But whilst Andy was driving on that road, he reconnected into that session. All his friends popped back in. There was no loading screen, no pause, entirely seamless.
And now we're into photo mode.
Yeah. So
online photo mode.
So how does that work?
So it just works like it does offline. You go into photo mode, everything that you can see stops. You see all these cars here, which you might ordinarily have drivatars in free roam or in a race. If you think back to Horizon 3.
Yeah.
Now this is all the people you're playing with. Obviously, in their game, they're probably donating around or they might have driven off, but you had the perfect opportunity and you wanted to take a picture, so you go to photo mode and there you go.
And if someone else is in photo mode, is there a way that you can tell, or is it just kind of, so are they just going to like ghost out so you can see if someone's in photo mode?
Yeah.
I think
everything gets communicated.
There we go.
Yeah. Matthew upstairs has helped us out. His car now ghosts out, so we know he's not going to interfere with us. And a little bubble pops up above his gamer tag to tell us that he's in photo mode.
We've also keep getting these little chat messages, because I think one of the biggest barriers with online gaming is not everyone wants to go on and have to put a microphone on, and you've kind of worked on implementing a system. What is that in Horizon 4?
So this is another one of those cool things that we're trying to make online as seamless and as easy as possible. It's not always easy to plug a mic in and start chatting, and not everybody wants to do that anyway. And you've also got the kind of language barrier as well. So Quick Chat is just this huge collection of really fast phrases that we've got. You can assign 4 of them, and you can assign kind of different ones for free roam and a race.
Yeah.
And you just get to fire communication back and forth between people. So like, let's go exploring, or maybe help kind of lead someone to a barn find. But you can also have things like protect me if you're playing King and someone's chasing you. It's really, really cool.
I think I love that language barrier bit as well. It's just like kind of how I can break that down. But that's Forza, a little look at Forza Live. We've also got a few questions in the chat asking us if we can look at the map again. We will take a look at the map again later on. But should we talk about Forzathon? Because I think
just before we do, we saw both those guys taking a photo there. One of the new features that we've got in Forza Horizon 4 is that, as well as sharing those photos, which we've always had, and we've always had these big communities around Reddit and our forums and stuff like that, where people would share them, and there's competitions and things. We've now made a change where in game you can now get rewarded for that, and there's actually like a whole campaign around it. If I could borrow the controller a second, Andy. Thanks. So in here, which is the screen that we call My Horizon Life, this tracks all your progress across the whole game. So, and one of those is a photographer campaign. So it's basically a series of challenges and rewards, which reward you for being a great photographer. So you take photos, you upload them, other people download them and like them, and then you basically get rewards in game and new challenges and stuff to do in game. And this screen, My Horizon Life, each one of these little tiles represents a sort of mini campaign that you can take part in. So if you want to play the game and all you want to do is playground games modes, which is like our fun, King and Infected type modes, there's actually a campaign for that, and you can just play the game that way, and you'll still be able to level up and get up.
Progress.
And progress, exactly. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that before we jumped on to Forza. I'll hand back over to Andy now for that next.
That's awesome, but let's get into Forzathon. So that's such a really nice addition into going in. But Forzathon, what is it?
So Forzathon is it's a guaranteed piece of gameplay. There's 3 flavors of it now. Every hour, every day, every week. It's one of the main reasons that I kept going back into Horizon 3, week after week. And we've taken it and we've massively expanded it. We're going to show Forzathon Live here, which is a brand new piece of Forzathon. And as I said, it's every hour, so Forzathon Live is the hourly system. And this is another one of those ways that we're making online really easy and really fun. So what happens here is every hour the server says, for anybody who wants to take part in this, get over here, you get the little message, you can set a route there, and a kind of radius appears on the map.
Yep.
And anyone who turns up gets grouped together, and they immediately then compete to do a kind of cooperative challenge with 3 stages. We'll look at that in a little bit more detail when it starts, but if I go into the kind of rest of Forzathon, so we've got daily challenges, which are like the ones you remember from Horizon 3, so kind of bite-sized, simple things like earn 3 stars on a speed trap, or earn 100,000 points in a drift zone. Really simple ways that we just kind of reward you for coming back to the game that day and give you a reward for it. And then the weekly ones where you can think of it like a car story. So we get you to get into a particular really cool car. Maybe it's a car that's been in films, or it's something that's kind of brand new and everybody's loving it. And then we give you a bunch of challenges, and we'll extend the gameplay out there kind of half an hour plus. This is the hourly stuff that we're heading towards at the minute.
It looks amazing though. I just love how you've just kind of got this whole crew of players just kind of rushing towards the Forzathon zone.
It is a real spectacle, and something that was just on screen there a second ago is not only do you have the radius on the map and the message saying go over and get there, but we've managed to squeeze the blimp that just sits above it while it starts, so you know exactly where to go, and the blimp will follow you around the world as you do the challenges.
So it's like the viewing platform, isn't it? You've always got that kind of visual indication of where you need to be as well. So it's every single hour. What kind of? Because we're gonna see him in a few seconds as well. What kind of challenges and races can you expect to have within a Forzathon?
So Forzathon will give you a lot of the really cool open world stuff. So you'll be doing things like speed cameras, drift zones. We'll put radius, a radius on the map where you'll be banking skills, doing particular kind of certain types of skills, like you'll see loads of people drifting around roundabouts.
Yeah. Also, with these Forzathon live events, what are players going to be able to earn by doing them?
So I'll let Mike get into that one.
Yeah, so all of the Forzathon things you just mentioned, so the daily, weekly, and Forzathon Live, all pay out in Forzathon points, which is a new currency that you can only get from Forzathon. And that is spent in the Forzathon shop, which is every week as the season changes. There's a Forzathon shop and it's restocked with fresh content. A lot of that stuff is the stuff that you might otherwise only be able to get in wheel spin, so you only have a random chance of getting. But if you can wait for it to come in the Forzathon shop, then you can choose specifically, oh, great, it's that legendary car I've been waiting for, perfect opportunity for me to jump on and get that. And there's always that thing as well, because there's a daily challenges, weekly challenges, these things that happen every hour. You are constrained a little bit on how many points you can get, so you're never quite sure whether I should drop them all this week on that car because the one I really want might be next week. So there's always that nice like risk and reward element.
I can see myself just like on for like 18 hours straight, just like hitting every Forzathon live for like because there is the total points that you can earn by kind of hitting all those Forzathon. And just imagine just sitting there just like for hours and hours and hours, just kind of making sure I'm hitting every single one. And there's different stages to Forzathons, aren't there? It's not so. How are they going to work once? Because we're about to get into it in a minute. But just before we get into that, how many stages and what's the progress like within a Forzathon Live?
So the stages within a Forzathon Live, there's 3, and they kind of increase in difficulty. Basically, everybody in the group gets 15 minutes, and you get given your first objective. And then if you manage to complete that, you'll qualify for stage 2, and so on and so forth, all the way to stage 3. It works brilliantly when there's loads and loads of people, because you can smash through it, get all the way to the end of stage 3, and everybody gets the same reward regardless of kind of how good you are.
Yeah.
But if there's only a couple of people, maybe you just happen to be playing with your friend and you were the only people who jumped in, you still get the full 15 minutes to get through as far as you can.
It's also just from a few comments as well, because remember guys, get involved in the comments, ask your questions about Horizon 4, anything to do with Forzathon as well, which we can answer right now. But there's like, there's a few things like, that blimp is a nice touch, gotta say.
It is a nice touch.
Yeah,
I would say
thanks
it's
for getting that there, I agree.
And then that little announcer as well, just kind of coming in, and boom. All right, so we're off. So can you kind of talk us through the first event?
So this is stage 1. You've just seen it on the screen there. It says get to the speed zone. And as I said, these are cooperative challenges. So everybody is now racing towards a speed zone that's been marked on the map. You can see at the bottom of the screen there, it says 0 miles an hour. This is really cool.
Andy has demonstrated online rewind there. So much like, as we said earlier, online photo mode, it just works. Rewind it's been a staple feature of the Forza franchise for a while, and Andy, by nearly stacking it into that wall, has ably demonstrated that it's
totally
still there in the game. Yeah, so of course everyone else keeps going forward. You basically reverse your mistake, and then you're able to apply a bit more brake and catch yourself.
That's really cool. It's kind of like showing that auto ghost feature again as well. It's kind of that thing where you just kind of see the cars that you would normally collide with just like seamlessly just kind of disappear. So progress bar. So we're in the speed zone now.
Yeah.
So how can you kind of gauge your progress?
So when you're in the speed zone here, you can see that that's your current attempt that you're doing. You'll get to the end of the speed zone and you'll bank that, and you'll bank that into the group target. So you'll see that the UI appears and it will fill up showing the group progress. It shows what you just added to it. When that then fills up, you've essentially completed the stage that you're on. So it's got this kind of really nice, fun feeling that everybody's chipping away at this like overall target, and when somebody does something really awesome, you'll suddenly see it like there, like shoot up a kind of huge amount.
I think I really like how it's a co-op feature, as well as like you mentioned earlier, with it being that there isn't a leaderboard within the group. It is a group effort to complete this.
Yes. So that's something we were really conscious of, because often when you're playing like an online game for the first time, you're not very good. The last thing you want to do is have somebody basically saying, "I'm carrying you, get out." It's not very nice. So there's no leaderboard, there's no kind of mention of individual scores. It's just completely purely co-op.
So you're just kind of nailing it to kind of all get the best reward possible together. There's a few other questions just while we're moving on to the second challenge as well. Alex Games asks, have you put an area of off-road in the game? Please respond, because I love off-road. That is coming up later in the stream, which we will see once we've finished Forzathon, which is cool. And also, Josh Miller asks, are there ambient sounds in the background?
Absolutely, yeah. So our audio guys have done incredible work having full audio soundscapes for every season. So each region of the map in every season's got a unique soundscape. So the countryside sounds different in winter to it does in autumn, to it does in spring. You'll have completely different things. So then if you move to Edinburgh, then they'll have a completely different soundscape again, which again changes based on the seasons. I think Edinburgh even has like the cannons going off, doesn't it? The ceremonial cannons.
Yeah, I mean it goes beyond that. So I have been informed we've got regional birdsong.
Regional birdsong.
Regional birdsong. So for anyone who is a bit of a twitcher, keep an ear out for birds of your region appearing in your region and game.
You're just going to see Ben like sat in a tree, just kind of like leaning, going like, oh, do I hear that? The right bird? Is that a blue tit, or is that? I don't even know what the regional bird songs are, to be honest. Also, Texas asks us motorways. We are going to be having a look at those later in this very stream, so don't go anywhere. But get your questions in, because we're coming up to the second challenge now, which is a speed trap.
Yep.
So so what's kind of the progress now? So stage 2, it gets more difficult every single one. How long would you expect like a full team to kind of be able to get through?
So I would expect a full team should definitely be able to complete all 3 stages within 15 minutes. It's one of those things that as we're constantly playing the game, we're still kind of fine-tuning. And in fact, we'll take some feedback from the guys upstairs playing with us here. But it does get harder in stage 2, and it'll get even harder in stage 3. But let's see how they do.
Stage 3 I'm excited about, because it's going to put Andy under pressure. And you guys are going to see it, because it's the most challenging. It is the most challenging one.
Yeah.
And it's drifting, isn't it? So it's skill?
Yeah, so stage 3 will be a skill area in a really, really awesome like abandoned rail yard. So it's perfect for doing kind of gymkhana stuff, you know, loads of things to drift around, loads of stuff to smash, loads of like jumps to take. And in fact, they have they've nearly nailed this one. In fact,
they just blitzed that. I looked away for a second, and suddenly it just went straight away. Right, here we go, round 3. Right, so guys, involved in the chat, do you think Andy is going to be successful and not break his skill chain in the skill area, okay? Yes or no? I'm intrigued. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna say...
Do you have faith in Andy? This is the question. you can see him getting nervous.
I want to say I've got faith in Andy.
But does that mean you have faith? That doesn't seem like a very, like confident answer. I want to say it.
I have got complete faith in Andy.
I think Andy might want to change car to give himself a better chance.
This is a very good point.
So yeah. I think one of the new features that we've added, or tweaked I should say, is that any point now in the game, players are able to just pause the game and change their car and have it delivered to them right there in the world. This was a feature that we actually had in Horizon 3. It was a little hidden away, and we also charged the player in-game currency to do it. Now you can just pause a game, select your car, and it'll be delivered to you free, like super fast, like you saw, which is great for things like Forzathon Live, where the type of challenge is changing all the time. Yeah. So obviously we had speed challenges at the start there, and now we've got a skills one where I can tell Andy's conscious that he's going to end up flipping his other car, so he's gone for something that's a bit more planted.
He's this thing. He's risen to the challenge.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to see what the chat are thinking. Are they feeling confident in Andy, or are they kind of feeling a bit as if he's going to crash? I think he'll miss the jump. Right, that is the big part of this.
Well, we might miss the jump. He's taking it safe, so he's going for the smash everything kind of in a skill chain.
The group is actually doing this really quickly as well. What other kind of like tips and tricks would you kind of like offer players, like give players to kind of do as well in these Forzathon Live challenges?
So I would say, in terms of skill chains, key point is to not let it bank, which Andy just got away with there, because the higher you get your multiplier, the bigger it will be, and you want to bank that massive skill chain at the end. So as you see, there are actually some players who've got some really big chains that they've been banking, but you don't want to be banking lots of little skill chains kind of frequently. You want to try and hold on to a huge one and get your combo all the way.
Prof. Toby, this PhD, has said, in Andy we trust. Right.
That guy's got a PhD, so he knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
He is pulling this together. How much? So what's the total? Is it $1 million for the group progress, or is it just kind of that? Oh, someone's banked a big one.
Yeah, so that was someone holding on to a huge chain. I think it'll be about $1.5 million for this one. Andy's doing pretty well with that chain as well. He's not banked it. If there's a few more players holding on to big chains like that,
this could be over pretty quickly. Yeah. Which is a pretty good time as well. Like as a group, they've managed to do it in around 8 minutes, right? For the whole 15-minute challenge.
Yeah, that is not bad going.
Yeah. These guys are pretty good at the game. They've definitely played it before.
Have they? They probably haven't made it or anything. Right, there we go. So that is the Forzathon Live event, which is like they happen every hour, all week round, every season.
Every season, every hour on the hour, and it's completely synced worldwide as well. So like when you see it on your server, every player in the entire world will see that Forzathon Live fires at the same time as well, and it'll be the same Forzathon Live for everyone.
Also, Timmy the Kid has just came in and asked, what area of Britain is it set in or inspired by?
Which particular part?
I'm guessing the region that we're in, based on the question. So the region that we're in, do you know where?
Yeah, this is kind of inspired by like rural South Edinburgh kind of countryside.
I also think we need to now do cross-country, right, which is a pretty exciting thing. Cross-country races, kind of showcase all the new big cut, like the 4x4s, especially because we're like the verticality of the world. Oh, no, so we're going to the motorway now. Right, actually, that was a question that was asked earlier. Are we going to the motorway? All right, so we're going to head to the motorway now and kind of talk through a little bit more of the world as we're doing it. So what can other players expect from Autumn?
So from Autumn, you will be getting, like any other season, you'll get a lot of awesome content coming in. So you'll get, just missed one there on the minimap, but you'll get kind of specific events called out. These are like kind of seasonal championships. Something we'll go into more detail later. And you also get your kind of Forzathon as well, so that changes every week with the season. Never mind the fact that the whole world changes. The whole world is a completely like different driving experience.
I think we're going to get Ben in as well, because we're going to have 3 Bens. So, Mike, thank you very much for talking us through Forzathon. Really appreciate it. It's been really interesting as well. We're going to get the 3rd Ben in, because this is the first time that 3 Bens have been united on a sofa. We have Tree Ben, right? I feel like we need to have like nicknames, like Tree Ben. I can just go with Benny, and then you can have the real Ben.
All right, fine.
The real Ben.
I'll be the real Ben.
The real Ben.
That's going to stick now forevermore.
What, real Ben?
Yeah, in the studio. That's what I'm going to call you.
So shall we? So motorways, right? Because we're heading up to the motorways now. It's really exciting for like me and someone from Britain to kind of see the blue signs.
Yes, right. they go really fast signs. So that there is something really eerie actually for a Brit going down this stretch of road, because it does feel very authentic, especially with all the average speed camera signs across the motorway, which is something that other British people will recognise. But obviously we're going to blast past those way faster than 60 miles an hour, which is something I've always wanted to do in real life, but obviously never do, because I'm a very responsible person.
So we've got all the kind of like the details on the motorway as well. Like, I feel bad every time I talk to you. I keep going back to trees. It's just my habit. It's like, oh right, that's the kind of, because autumn, it's obviously so different to what we saw in summer last week.
Sure.
So kind of using the trees as a basis, what kind of other changes are there in the world? Because you did promise us mud.
Oh yes, yeah. So actually, we're hightailing it down the motorway towards a 4x4 adventure park, which is in the game world, and it's a real sort of showcase for what we've been doing with deformable surfaces and deformable mud, especially. So we're going to be showing off exactly how that changes up some of the driving experience there, as well as the visuals. As I said, everything that we're showing here when it comes to autumn, it's not just about visuals, it's about how we're changing up the actual driving experience in the world as well.
As it just starts to rain a little bit as well, because like there was barely any rain last week.
Yeah. It was very much a mirror of the weather outside, wasn't it, last week? And actually, I've been watching you guys from the back of the room. We actually had quite a lovely blue, clear autumnal day, but as you can see at the moment, we're starting to get some of that real-time weather conditions start to change and arguably be slightly more representative of a British autumn at the moment. So some of that mist is starting to roll in, and you're starting to get a bit more rain.
PJ Tyranny has just come and asked as well, Ben. I'd say, I can just say Ben and I'm always right. Great. PJ Tyranny has just asked, do skill songs return?
Skill songs, yes, they do very much return. Particular favourite of mine. I will not spoil how you get them, because you will unlock them in a slightly different way.
That's just being a massive tease. It's like, all right, yeah, they do return, and I'm really excited, and yeah, that's all I'm telling you. Also, Krakenus has just asked, looks like a part of the M8 motorway outside Edinburgh, sweet beans, that was aces.
So obviously a favourite part of the motorway for him.
Yeah, that's part of the M8, beautiful. Was he right?
Do you know what? You actually might be right. We were obviously coming from the sort of northern part of the map, which is where Edinburgh's sat. So yeah, it very well could have been taken from that particular section.
And we are now getting to the mud tracks.
Here you go. Yeah,
this is it.
So you'll start to see all the other players tearing the place up and really starting to, make it turn into a mud fest.
Just look at that. Sink into that mud. So can you talk us through a little bit about this area?
Sure, yeah. So this is inspired from a real life off-road adventure park, which a couple of the guys, including Andy actually, had the displeasure of having to visit in real life and drive their cars around and have a bit of fun in, so that we could get all the reference and make sure it was all represented as accurately as possible. And it's translated really well. It's definitely one of the most fun areas in the game, I think, to play those playground arena type game modes like Infected and King. As well as being a real cool looking place as well, especially at night. Obviously we're in the day, but we've actually set the whole place up with lots of really cool festival touches, so you get lots of neon lighting that sort of punctuates.
So if it gets dark in time, because we don't have control of the weather, like real life, we don't have control of day or night. Crackless has said, was I right? Thanks about the motorway. we think so, right? I believe you were right.
I do think so.
Yeah. The mud looks incredible. Like, what kind of work's gone into kind of getting it so it's just like this?
So yeah, so we actually did a massive overhaul on the way we were representing variable levels of moisture in the world. It's something that's really important, obviously, to represent each of those seasons, and that obviously plays a big part of it in Britain. So yeah, so there's a system that analyses the whole world for different dips and divots and finds out where water would collect and which surfaces it would collect.
Shall we go into the event as well to
Sure.
kind of like try out the, like see it in action in the event, because I think we can have some fun, right, towards the end of the stream. Guys, keep your questions coming in as well. T-Deck said that deformation looks so good. Nice work. So like, it is absolutely mind-blowing though, like kind of the level of detail and how much the world changes from season to season, because if you went there in summer, what would that be like?
Yeah, so all the mud in summer obviously gets really compact and hard, so it's a very different experience, and you're able to, well, you're not able to throw the car around maybe quite as easily as you would when everything's a little bit wetter and a little bit slicker.
Right, so which event are we going into? I missed the event.
We are going to go into a race around the 4x4 park.
Right, should we see if we do a little like lap challenge? See Andy set a time, and then the Bens can go at it to see who can get the fastest lap.
Oh, don't do that. He'll win.
But don't have confidence in yourself. You are the tree man, right? It's not, I know the mud.
Yeah.
Wait, this just reminded me.
Yeah.
Soil.
Don't make me talk about soil, Helen.
Right, this is the level of detail there is in this game. It like blew my mind. Like, you can tell the differences of quality of soil based on.
Yeah, so like before we go down that rabbit hole, we do, like I said, we have like a piece of tech that finds out where water would be pooling in the world. So we sort of use that to translate to how much moisture would be in the ground and how healthy a tree might be. So a tree that is around a more moist area of the world might hold on to its greens for longer. So it'll be more green in autumn and less sort of like those autumnal colours starting to come through. So it's a nice little detail that we threw.
Nice little change.
Yeah.
And Mr. True Man says, can confirm Britain is muddy.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true.
That is definitely true.
And mud is fun.
Mud,
turns out. Yeah.
Well, it depends. Like if you're in a big 4x4, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If you get stuck in some wellies, not so much.
Oh, I see. I think that is quite fun on a level. But yeah, you're right. In a 4x4, it's more fun. Yeah.
Branko says, never been an off-road guy, but the mud looks awesome. I think that's the thing, you can go more into this, is the different styles of driving that you get in Horizon 4.
Yeah, so we've put loads and loads of work into the kind of like road, asphalt-based driving versus the kind of off-road stuff. So trophy trucks like this are even more effective at just driving in a ridiculous speed across uneven terrain in a straight line as fast as possible. The suspension work, you can see the wheels through the bodywork there at the back, just soaking up everything.
Should we take a look at a different view? Andy, should we have a look at cockpit view so we can kind of see the mud?
So this is because I was talking about how good he was at the games.
Yeah, and then suddenly we asked for a cockpit change.
And this is why I did it.
It's all over the place. Yeah, so you can just see how much kind of the car is soaking up all the terrain. But then take this onto the road and, you know, it starts to kind of understeer a bit, it's got a bit less grip, whereas a hypercar on the road is absolutely perfect. And maybe they weren't as affected, hypercars going off-road kind of in the past, but now in Horizon 4 we've really started to like push it a bit, so the differences between the cars are enhanced, which means you really start to, especially with the ability to change car anywhere in the world, you really start to to notice the advantages of driving. I wouldn't say the right car, because you can have fun anywhere you drive in any car. Don't get me wrong, driving a hypercar in this race is still very much a fun thing to do, but it's probably more effective if you're going for, say, the fastest time or something like that, to be in a car that's kind of built for these environments.
But you can kind of have a different choice of car, a different experience, which is really cool. Also, another question, why did Ben choose red flags for the race?
Oh man, right, okay, so, yeah, so on the subject of developer builds, there is a bug in this particular build of the game that has given us these lovely red balloons and red flags, which isn't, it wasn't a, that wasn't an art choice, no.
I never normally question colours.
Do you like that shade of red?
I don't know, I can't see it.
Well, do you know what, we're going to change anyway, so. But yes, yeah, that's development builds for you.
Right, yeah. So what was that time? What was that time? I feel like Ben and Ben should all have one lap each, right, to kind of see who is the, as we come up to the end of the stream.
Absolutely. Can I go last?
Yeah, fine.
Is that fine?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Right, you've got, the time to beat is 1 minute.
Looks like 1 minute 30, I think I just saw.
1 minute 30. I saw 1 minute like 0.09 or something along those lines. So we're going to get into that, guys. Prediction, all right, in the chat. Who do you think is going to win? Tree Ben or the real Ben? Okay. Tree Ben. Let's just put in the chat. Can we put a poll up? Can we put a poll up, if possible? Right, vote if we have time. Mark's just like no. If we have time to put a poll, otherwise in the chat, right, tree or real.
Tree or real.
Right, here we go. Right, real is on the sticks.
So the problem is when I do this, I'm just going to get distracted by the red flags.
Don't get distracted by the red flags.
And the trees.
And the trees. Just constantly distracted.
Right, here we go.
So I thought Andy was going to leave this on manual gears, which would be just the end of me. I'd never live past that.
Oh, did he have the common courtesy to switch it back to automatic?
He did.
Oh,
he did. So we're playing
Thanks.
in a more accessible way.
Of course, I'm brilliant at this game, manual or That's
right.
True.
Tree, you've got the lead at the moment. 70% are saying that you are going to win this, Tree.
Right. Okay. I'm hoping they're not putting money on it.
Also, I Am Glass has just asked the question, is the train from Harry Potter in the game as a landmark? Because we did see that viaduct earlier.
So you will see a steam train shooting across that viaduct from time to time.
Is there going to be a flying car, like, kind of in front of it as well?
Maybe not that, no. But yes, it's quite a cool sight, actually. We were doing a rehearsal for this earlier, and it was perfect timing. We saw the steam train going across the viaduct, and sure enough, we said it probably wasn't going to happen during the stream, and it didn't. But yes, people playing the game will be delighted to see it when it arrives.
Tree is definitely getting a lot of support. Right, real, you need to step up. You're the real Ben. You need to step this up and like pull this off. Right, 'cause what's your fastest lap time at the moment? Oh, you've got a 194, 994. This is close. I have faith, and I'm kind of going for you, right? Because I feel like everyone is voting for Tree.
This could be the first time the internet is disproved.
if only. We're going to see as well. What other, like, because this week we are looking at autumn. I think it'd be a good time as well to start talking a little bit about what we're going to be looking at next week. Because last week we looked at summer, right? This week autumn. What are we looking at next week, Ben?
So obviously we're sticking with the chronological order that we've gone with so far. So next week we're going to be looking at winter, which is obviously a dramatically different looking landscape to anything we've seen so far. Lots of snow, ice, frost. Very different driving experiences, so yeah, it should be fun.
I'm pretty excited because everyone is like quite a few people have said it's one of their favourite seasons as well. Don't look off the road, right? Keep your eyes on the road. You have a lap time to beat.
Concentrate, real Ben.
Right, there's 30% of the audience are rooting for you to do this.
Is that my
Prove that 30%. And Mr. Sneaky says Tree's coming home. Right?
Yeah.
The football's not coming home, but Tree, you're coming home.
Surely too soon.
It is, but you know, you got to laugh about it, don't you?
Yeah, that's true.
It's the only way. And we're in Britain, so.
Yeah, actually, it's worth mentioning the part of Britain we're in at the moment, I guess, because this is something we haven't been through yet. So this is based on the Yorkshire Moors. So in the summertime, all of that heather turns a beautiful shade of purple as well, which is quite a striking visual. Okay.
Right.
Wait,
let's see the time. Best lap was a 59. You beat Andy.
Of course.
Andy's in second place right now.
Can I just hit restart?
Okay. Yeah. So, all right, this is a step up. But also, I like this quote from Lamicross from the chat. Did someone say winter is coming? Because yes, it is. Next week, it will be here. But we now need Tree to do his lap. Like everyone in the chat is rooted behind you. I'm sorry.
You do realise everybody in the studio is going to call me Tree now.
I'm really sorry.
That's what's going to happen.
Sorry, Tree. My aunt's called Tree.
Oh, really? That's good.
So, all right.
What else are you showing in the coming weeks? I think are we going to have a bit of a visit to Edinburgh, Ben?
Oh yeah, we will absolutely will. I've seen a few people in the chat asking for that actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be going to Edinburgh and driving the streets.
I think so. We've obviously got winter coming next, and then we'll have spring. At some point, we're going to have a look at Team Adventure, which is our kind of competitive team-based multiplayer mode. That's going to be really exciting. We'll have a look at a new feature I really like called Car Mastery, which is I won't put too many spoilers, but it's kind of progression for every car in the game, so that's really cool.
So we're going to see next couple of weeks Car Mastery, right? Because remember, guys, every Tuesday for the next couple of weeks we're taking a look at a different season. So 7 p.m. same time. So follow the stream, put notifications on. Next week is winter, which is going to be pretty exciting as well, and we get to see trees and snow, I believe.
Oh yeah, well you'll get to see everything in snow, Benny. Like the whole lot.
The whole thing. Because the thing.
Oh my God! See, you made me look away.
Stay. Keep your eyes on the road.
I can't talk and drive at the same time.
Also, for those wondering as well, we are going to take one last look at the map before the end of the stream, because I know that's one of the big things that was shown today early on. So for those of you that didn't see that, we're going to be showing that once Tree has managed to complete.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm doing this in record time.
You've got 1 minute. You've got a 1 minute one so far. So you just need to shave like 2 and a bit seconds off.
Oh, really?
So,
is that true?
But this is your hot lap,
that's
so
depressing.
You'll be okay.
You'll make it.
Right. You've got it. You've got it. Shinyold says Tree Ben's life has been ruined by this stream. You should get like a little mini tree on your desk. That's kind of like...
I feel if I don't get one, somebody will get one for me after this.
Right, you are. Wait, I'm intrigued by your time so far, because you got a 1:58. Oh, it's. Wait, actually,
it's going to be close.
Could you do it on this first go? Because if so, no. Right, you need to do better. You need to do better.
Right. Okay. Right. I might have to go completely silent now, Benny. I'm sorry.
Don't. Okay. Well, me and the real Ben will talk about next week. So next week, once again, 7 o'clock. Mastery. What other things can we expect to see in the next couple of weeks?
I think we'll show off a lot of exciting things.
I put you on the spot right now. Yeah. I'm just like, what stuff can you tell us about? Because I think it's one of the great things about this stream. What we saw last week, we're learning about so many new features from Horizon 4. We're seeing new parts of the world. We're seeing like the maps, a bit more about barn finds today.
Yeah.
We've seen that Tree is currently losing the race, which is a shame.
Forzathon.
We did an entire Forzathon Live.
Yeah, Forzathon Live, which is going to be really exciting. Daily, weekly challenges as well within Forzathon Live. Loads of way of earning like new items for the game. So once Tree has finished his lap, because he's a few seconds away, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? And he let down the internet. Right. 70% of the chat was wrong. But Saragu says, these graphics are out of this world. Game looks stunning. Should we have one last look at the map before we finish up the stream for today? Guys, remember, do hit that follow button so you don't miss next week's stream. But what else, before we have that as well, how can people get the game when it comes out?
So they can... Oh, Ben, sorry. I will get something wrong.
How can people get the game? Xbox Store.
Yep.
They can pre-order it now. There's multiple versions to get. They'll find that on xbox.com.
Yeah, because the Ultimate Edition comes out on the 28th of September. It's got 4 days early access, doesn't it?
So there's early access, yeah, for the Ultimate Edition.
And then the game itself comes out on the 2nd of October.
Which is also available on Xbox Game Pass.
Game Pass on the same day, yeah.
Which is really cool. So for those of you that have got Xbox Game Pass, you can get it on 2nd of October. Let's take one final look at the map. And also, guys, if you've got any questions, do drop them in the chat. We will still be able to see those questions, and we could maybe answer them on next week's stream as well. But one final look. Which is your favourite part of the world?
Do you know what? I actually really do love Edinburgh. I know we've talked about showing it later on. We're kind of saving that for a bit because it's a real special part of the map.
There it is.
There's
a nice little tease.
Especially at night. It's a real visual feast for the eyes.
I'm looking forward to seeing the visual tree.
Yeah.
Is there lots of trees?
There are actually not that many trees. More buildings. Surprise.
Foliage, bushes.
Yeah.
Around the edges. Yes, everyone for watching, thank you so much for tuning in to this stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. Loads of new things for Forza Horizon 4.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream. If you guys are new, we live stream Forza Horizon 3 every single day. Feel free to join the community if you guys are looking for some people to play Forza with. Literally every day, we have a lot of fun. But this is about to end. They're just ending it right now. Hope you guys enjoyed. I learned a lot. I literally been taking notes, so I'll have some videos out for you guys very soon. Stay tuned. If you're new, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I'm going to break down some stuff you might have missed. I've been taking down notes in the live stream. More on the car mastery, the issues with the formable mud. I have some like concerns and stuff I want to go over. There was a lot of really good stuff. There was a lot of stuff that was a little off. I know Christopher was getting triggered in the chat today. Because I guess, Christopher, you know a lot about those race trucks. Apparently, he noticed a lot wrong with the race trucks. But we're going to end things here because I got to make some videos. Thank you all for watching, and I'll have a video out. I'll be on live stream tomorrow. Hope to see you guys there. Take it easy. Remember, your pain is your strength. I'm out.